Hi, Prana Boosters. I'm Tina Louise Balodi, author of this book, Misalignment, The Emotion Fairy. And I wanted to share with you in this video today, I meet a lot of parents, and many times when I meet different parents, they learn about our family and how we have created a conscious family, a really super close, connected family. They learn about our journey with gentle parenting, peaceful parenting. There's many different things you can call it: conscious parenting, mindful parenting. And they learn that I'm a spiritual teacher and a family and relationship coach. And they simply look at me and tell me, well, it's too late. Like, even if they have young kids or, their kids are like, 6 or 7 or things like that. And they simply look at me and tell me it's just too late. I've already made like so many parenting mistakes. I've already messed my kids up. So really, what's the point? And I always tell them it's never too late. It's never too late. And your child's life is literally depending on you taking this next important step on changing the way that you parent and changing the way that you interact with your family. So I always like to say the best time to evolve, grow, and change and learn is now. It's never too late. And, maybe it's true. Of course, we all feel like, gosh, it would have been better. Like, I wish I knew all the stuff that I know now when I was pregnant, when my kids were little. I mean, I learned along the way. And there's many times where I was like, gosh, I wish I knew this stuff. Sometimes I've even said it would be nice to have another baby and get to like start over with all this knowledge that I have now and all this experience and all this practice. But it's always divine timing on our journey. And, if you start, my kids always tell me this too. If you start today, then a year from now, you'll have been doing this for a year. So, we need to think about that. So it's just literally never too late to make a change. And I know many parents feel, hopeless or disappointed or, frustrated, overwhelmed, tired, and I get it. And also the times that we're living in now, nobody has experience for working through what we're going through. And so I think, now more than ever, it's more important. It's so important to just be kind to yourself, be kind to your family, have more compassion and more empathy for what everybody's been going through, but keep learning, keep upgrading, keep, shifting and keep growing. We always expect our kids to grow. We expect our kids to read and do their homework. And, we as parents have to do that too. And so when we see something not going the way that we would prefer or not feeling good, or the energy of our home or our relationships is not going well, we need to take a step back and we need to think about it. And we need to say to ourselves, I wonder what else I could learn. I wonder what I could do to shift this. Because we always have the power to do that. And trust me, I've been there too, where will say to myself, I'll lay in bed at night and say, okay, this is not working for us. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know what I have to learn next, but it's time to upgrade. It's time to figure out what's next, and, maybe you had a vision of what it was like to be a parent. Maybe you're parenting based on how you were raised. And, sometimes we overreact, we get triggered, we get emotional, we get angry, and we treat our kids the way that we were treated when we were growing up. Or, we think we need to be a certain person to be a good parent. And I think with our kids growing up now, we're meeting new challenges and we're unsure because we've never been taught exactly how to handle these new situations. And I think that we definitely need more communication, and we need to upgrade our skills in relationships and emotional intelligence. And we need to infuse mindfulness into our families, into our homes, and into our hearts. So I can tell you this for sure. I know that our kids definitely deserve parents who are willing to raise their awareness, educate themselves, and commit to a conscious, mindful, gentle, peaceful parenting process. This month is, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I think it's so important that we learn, how does this even happen? I mean, we wonder, how does all this violence happen within the home, within people that love each other and care about each other? And what can we really do to be a part of the solution? And the way that we do that is, I believe it starts in our homes. It starts in changing the dynamic of how we interact with our kids and our loved ones. So, we've learned that relationships are built on trust and compassion and empathy and mutual respect and unconditional love. And our kids need us to build a foundation and a relationship that they can count on. And what we're doing is we're basically teaching them how to have relationships when they grow up, how to have healthy, loving relationships with friends and coworkers and, potential spouses. So do you feel like this is you? I mean, have you been like wishing that there would be more peace in your home, or, have you been kind of interested in like self-help and personal growth, but maybe not sure how to apply it to your family? There's just, I know everyone has a desire to reduce stress, to have less stress and to have more fun, and there's so many books on parenting that have all these strategies and discipline and things you should do. And I think you just really have to learn how to connect with your loved ones through your intuition and through an understanding that you're both growing and learning together. So you're basically partners on this journey. And that's what I want to share with you today. So if you're willing to do everything in your power to change your parenting mindset and release, methods, habits, thoughts, beliefs, behaviors that are not working for you, then you're going to love what I have to share with you today. So this video is a wonderful first step in the right direction to make these changes, to create a life that you desire and a connected, conscious family. So I hope that you'll allow me and my beautiful family to be a model of possibility for you, not because we are perfect, not because we know everything, but because we do intentionally do this, and we do work on our family and our relationships, and we put the time in. We've spent a lot of time together, and we put the time in, and I can just tell you that it's possible to have a beautiful result if you follow these 3 steps that I'm going to share with you right now. So today's video is called 3 Steps to Transition to Mindful Parenting. So the first step is connect. This first step is about learning to share space and time together without requiring anything, without teaching anything. Just literally be present without needing your child to be a certain way, without pressuring them. And this might be new for both of you. If true connection time is not a habit and it's not something you're used to, it's going to feel very awkward at first. You're going to be thinking of all these things in your head to tell them, or things you need them to do, or things you want to teach them or, lecture them about. But, this is a time where you don't tell them what they need to do or what they haven't done. And you don't really tell them anything. You're not taking care of them. You're just kind of being with them. You're kind of just sitting with them and maybe being in the same room together. And you're not really leading them. You're just letting them be who they are. Let them do what they're doing. You're really just being present. And you begin to connect with your child or your children and your family members by really softening your approach. Sit with them, watch them play, watch something with them, just, be together. And, if they're doing something, maybe you can ask them if you can join in, which might seem very odd. Maybe they're not used to mom and dad sharing in that activity. But, and if they're older, you can talk to them. You can ask them to share anything about their day, or, just really make an attempt to connect with them. You want to be connected with them. So you don't want to yell from across the room, or, you don't want to sit them down and tell them you're going to have a lecture or anything like that, and it's going to be a big deal and they're going to be uncomfortable. You really just want to find a way to connect with them. Okay, step number 2, commit. So committing is an intention. It's more gentle than committing a contract or something like that. You're more setting an intention, and you're committing to making changes within your family for the better, to have better relationships. If your children are older, you're going to want to, communicate with them and everybody in your life. Say, listen, I feel like things have been uncomfortable. Things have been hard. Things have not been fun. We haven't been getting along, and we haven't been, having a lot of fun together. So you kind of want to let them know that you're doing your homework and you're working on yourself, and you're, working to be the greatest mommy and daddy that you know how to be, or relative or caretaker. And and you ask them to be patient with you as you learn and grow. You tell them, hey, listen, I've been studying, I've been doing my homework, I've been finding out that there's more ways to parent. There's ways that I can be more gentle. There's people are actually deleting punishments and, increasing our awareness and learning about emotional intelligence and really learning how to raise our vibration and have different types of relationships. So you tell them if they're older. You can even tell them if you're younger. Just say, Mommy and Daddy, we love you and we want to find new ways to feel good together. And what to do when emotions are high and everybody's heated and people are yelling. We want to figure out how to be calmer and learn different strategies and manage our own emotions so that we can be there for you. So it's really about being honest. You could tell them, like I always told my girls, I wasn't raised with this knowledge. We have the internet now and we have more access to more information now. We weren't raised like this. So our parents didn't have all this information. So now that we do, we really have no excuse though, not to upgrade and not to look into it. So, tell them that that's what you intend on doing and, tell them that you are learning alongside of them, and that we're going to do this together. We're going to find ways to interact together where everybody feels safe in the home. Okay, so step 3 is create. So this is where you get to decide what type of family you would like to create, what type of interactions you would like to have with your family. Like, where's your focus? What's your dreams for yourself and your family and your children? And in order to create a family that's mindful, and let me actually explain what mindful is. Mindfulness is having awareness of your own behavior, the behavior of others, how you act, what you say, what you think, all your actions. It's really just kind of like opening your eyes and it's waking up. Like sometimes my kids will tell me, Mommy, you always do that, or you often do that. I wonder why. And I'll say to myself, I do? Like I wasn't really aware that I kept doing that. And once they bring it to my awareness, that's when I can make a shift. That's when I can make a change. And I could say, oh, and they'll say, that doesn't feel good to me. And I'll ask them, I'll say, well, what do you need? Is there another way that I can interact with you? Is there something else that I could have said that it would have helped you feel better? And so it's really about, as they get older, kind of learning what they like. And when they're little, they'll tell you too. They'll say no, they'll run away. Toddlers will hit or scream or yell, or that you'll know like what works for them or what feels good to them. So they, very early on, you can even tell them. You could say, gosh, Mommy got really upset, but that didn't feel good. That might have felt scary to you. And Mommy's going to learn better ways to do that. Mommy's going to find ways to make sure that you feel safe and you feel comfortable in our home. And so, as parents, we must really learn to master our own emotions. And that's not something that we learned in school or that we grew up with. So we really have to do that on our own, but it's possible. We can learn how to master our emotions, embrace this new concept, this new paradigm that we've been living and raising our girls with actually for the last almost 17 years, partnership parenting. And partnership parenting, I'll probably do a whole nother video on that. I have a podcast on that, but it's really understanding that you are partners with your children. So you are not like above them. So authoritarian parenting is where you're above them. You're like, I'm the boss, I'm in charge. It's more ego, it's more authoritarian. And partnership parenting is like, gosh, how are we going to figure this out? We're on the same side, we're on the same team. And we're going to do this together. And you just, you always remember that you are on the same team as them. You're looking to grow together and you're not looking to hurt one another. You want to learn how to create boundaries for your family. So you want to learn how to raise your standards, like realize that things can be different and your children can be raised differently than you were. And it doesn't mean anything bad to your parents or your family. It's just we evolve over time and we learn new things and we learn what works and what feels better and we go with it. And we also have to rewire our belief systems. And we have many parenting beliefs and myths and things that we've been taught and things that people have shared with us and experiences that other people have had and maybe even our own parents. People are telling us things like if you hold your child too much, you're going to spoil them. And I always say, I don't even know what that means. I don't know how you can spoil someone with too much love. It just doesn't even make sense. So it's, there's so many belief systems that we believe this is what a parent should do. This is how a child should act. This is what a family looks like. And we're just, obviously if domestic violence is so high and it's not getting better and it's not improving and it's actually getting worse, we have to change how we raise our families. We have to go within our hearts and search and find ways to shift the way that we interact with one another. And I believe that it all starts within the home. It all starts with those core relationships. So I really think that these 3 steps can help you on the path to start learning more about the possibility of creating a mindful parenting relationship with your child. So again, remember the 3 steps are connect with yourself, connect with your loved ones, connect and make a plan. Step 2 is commit to learning how to mindful parently. Commit to just starting the journey one step at a time. It's not like you're going to learn it overnight. It's not like you're going to, wake up the next day and all of a sudden you're going to be changing the way that you parent. But maybe you decide, I don't want to do timeouts. Timeouts are miserable. Timeouts make my child sad. Timeouts hurt my heart. I don't want to punish my child, but I just don't know what else to do. So you commit to learning a new way, learning what can you do instead. And then 3 is start to create some of these desires and some of these changes. And, whenever we make a decision to shift our lives, we normally experience fear and, doubt. We go through regret. Maybe we have anxiety about what other people are going to think or what our parents might think, grandparents or external family or something like that. We embark on a new heart's desire. And we also have many people who tell us you're crazy. That's never going to work. And it's not possible. But again, I am here to tell you that it's possible. It's also necessary for the evolution of our planet, for the changes that we want to make in our society. It begins in our home. So, when you feel hopeless and, you're not able to see the light because you haven't experienced this, new way of life, you just have to come back to this video or listen to things online. You just have to keep filling up your head with new information, with new knowledge, so that you know that you can make this shift and create new patterns in your life. So it's super important that you establish a connection to your inner self, in any way that feels best to you, whether it be journaling or meditation or just walking around the block, walking outside barefoot and grounding your energy. Maybe you like crystals like me. Maybe you just, need to drink more water and sit and work on breathing. Connecting to our breath, our prana is so important. Sometimes I talk to my daughter and I say, have you been taking a breath lately? And she'd be like, oh my God, I just realized I wasn't even aware of my breath. I was not necessarily holding my breath, but not mindful of my breath. Just taking a deep breath, and that can help us remove some of the stress and establish this connection to our inner self that will allow us to learn about a new parenting style and make changes within our family. Maybe you practice yoga. Maybe you like to go, into nature. Maybe you want to play with your pet or, something like that, but something that helps you tap into the unknown, to learn one method that's going to help you as you approach this new pattern of life. And trust me, you're going to need it because you're going to have to keep doing it every single day, day in and day out. And, if you're making this change with a friend or a spouse or a co-parent, be sure that you understand that all changes take time and you have to be really patient with yourself, patient with your children, patient with your spouse or co-parent or your family members. You have to be gentle with everyone involved and just open your heart to be willing. So I just want to also let you know that if you have actually been parenting in a way that involves punishment or taking away of, love, actually withholding love and, loving in a conditional way where you're only acting loving if the child behaves or, putting them in timeout or I don't even want to say it, but spanking or something like that. during these 3 steps where you are actually trying to connect with your child and going to them and telling them about your new desire for changing this, they're not going to trust you right away. It's going to take time to earn back that trust. When you punish your children, you break the connection and you instill fear in them, and they're not going to be able to trust that you're going to do things differently. So I just want to urge you to be really patient with them and allow them to understand why you would make a change, and learn to trust that you actually are going to try to change the way that you interact with them. Just so they give them time to understand this, give them time to, because it's just a big change. So they might not understand why you're doing it. It might seem scary to them because they're used to you acting a certain way, and they really won't trust you. So be patient with them as you tell them that you're going to make these changes, and really communicate with them that there's a better way, and that you're really excited, and that you love them and you care about them, and you're willing to do anything you can to create a better relationship for you and them. We all like quick fixes. I know we do. I wish we could just snap our fingers and boom, everything's different. We could wake up the next day and everybody's acting different and we know what to do, but it takes time. And I'd like you to consider, for long-term success or, change, you have to give yourself time, and we have to go beyond immediate quick fix solutions and begin a journey of personal and social transformation. It really starts within. It starts within us. That saying, be the change you wish to see in the world, that's what it means. It really means us doing the changing. So if you decided that you're interested in learning more, I'm happy to talk to you. You can leave a comment below this video. You can DM me on Instagram at Prana Boost. There's so much more to share, and you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to figure it out alone like we did. I'm here to help. I offer many free options for you to begin learning about transitioning to mindful parenting, and I will list those below the video as well. That I have my podcast. I have 67 episodes now of my podcast. I have a free course you can take. I have a Mastering Your Emotions audio series that you can listen to for free. So there's many places to start for free. Another option is if you would like to work with me directly and go deeper and talk about your specific family challenges, then you're welcome to experience one of my energy healing and coaching sessions, and I'm happy to help hold your hand through this journey. So if this video resonates with you and you enjoyed it, please support my channel by clicking the subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate you more than you know. So take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.